MKR's Kaz and Fergus inspired me to make these burger spring rolls. Okay, so we're going to brown off some mince. So we're going to add just a little bit of oil to the pan just to get this mince started. Now I'm going in with a 50-50 mix of beef and pork. So we just want to plop that in. Now you just want to get this browning off and breaking up all the meat. So once your meat's all nice and brown like this, you want to cool it down. Now one thing to note when you're browning it, it'll draw out a lot of the moisture, and then as soon as you see all that moisture disappear and you'll hear it start to change, you want to take it off at that point, because if you keep going, your meat's going to dry out. To my brown meat, we're going to add some gherkins, some finely diced shallots, and some finely diced spring onions, just the green part, and some grated Emmentaler. Now, all the correct amounts of ingredients are going to be in the description box down below. The mix you add to here, depending all up to you. If you want more gherkins, you want less gherkins, you want more cheese, less cheese, that's completely up to you. I'll write the amounts that I used because I think that's how I like it. So we're just going to give this a little mix together. Now I didn't show it, but when I browned the mince off, I did put a little bit of salt in the pan as well. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more now to the mix, and we'll get that mixed through, we'll give it a taste, and then we'll get on to wrapping. Okay, to wrap them, I'm using pre-made spring roll wrappers. Now, you want to lay it down so it makes a diamond shape in front of you. You want to put 2 and a bit tablespoons of filling on kind of the back bit of the spring roll wrapper. You want to get the end bit, you want to fold it over, and then you just want to push down a little bit to get the length that you're looking for. And you just want to roll it over once, like that. You want to get your corners, you want to tuck your corners in. Now you want to flip it over once more, and then you just want to put your hand down on that, and you just want to pull back a little bit to make it nice and tight. And then I've got a little paste mixed up here. It's just 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour and 1 tablespoon of water that I mixed together. Makes a little paste, and you just want to paint it on the edge of your spring roll wrapper here like that. If you do have a little bit of extra spring roll wrapper here, just push it down and then roll that down on itself so it keeps the tension in the spring roll. And you just want to roll it over, and it's nice and sealed like that. So I've got some frying oil up to temperature. Now we're just going to plop them in, and we're going to fry them in batches till they're nicely golden brown. Once they're nicely golden brown like this, you want to remove them to a paper towel lined plate. Okay, to make this chili oil, you want to finely slice some shallot, ginger, garlic, and some white parts of spring onion. You want to make them nice and thin. You want to get them into a pot. You want to get them as thin as possible. I cut mine up like this. So then you just want to go ahead and get them all mixed through and break up the shallot. Once you got them all roughly mixed up, you want to go ahead and pour over your neutral oil of your choice. I'm using peanut. Okay, now you want to get this on the stove, and you want to slowly bring it up to temperature until everything's nice and golden brown. Once it's all nicely caramelized like this, you want to strain it into another pot. And you want to sprinkle all your nice crunchy goodness bits out on a paper towel lined plate. Let it cool a little bit. This will get a little browner as it cools, so make sure you don't overdo it in the pot. In another pot or a heavy based bowl, you want to add some chili powder. Now I got Togarashi, some gochu powder, and I'm using some umami seasoning from Sonentor. If you can't get your hands on that, just use some mushroom powder. Also, I'm going to be adding some red Szechuan pepper, cinnamon stick, a couple of star anise, and a few cardamom pods. Don't forget to add a bit of MSG. So I've just heated my oil up to 190 degrees that I've fried the shallots and everything off in. Now I'm just going to pour it over my spices. Just give it a little mix to make sure none of the powdery spices stick to the bottom of the pot. Everything gets nicely hydrated and toasted. Now just let this cool. To finish this chili oil off, now it's cooled down, I'm just going to go ahead and pick out the cardamom pods. I'm going to also remove the star anise and the cinnamon stick. Alright, now we're going to add back our crispy bits. We'll give these a mix through. I'm going to give it a little taste. Need salt. Then we're just going to season it up to how we like it. To make this gochujang mayonnaise, very simple. 1 egg into a high-sided canister like this, and you want to give it a little squirt of mustard. You want to put about this much of a garlic clove in there, and some salt, a little pinch of MSG. Now I'm using just a little bit of sushi vinegar. Brings an extra little bit of sweetness to it. Then some gochujang, and some neutral oil. About that much. Bang your immersion blender in, and then you want to turn it on full speed. Then as you see it start to emulsify down the bottom, you want to slowly pull up. It doesn't take long. Okay, once it's nicely emulsified, you want to set it aside. If you want it thicker, add a little bit more oil. But if you want it thinner, just add just a little bit of water at a time until you get your desired consistency. It's my first little foray into the old chili oil here. And it turned out pretty good, I think. Meaty, crispy. There's a little dipping sauce that goes with it. It does it all together. If I was to make these again, I'd probably add a bit more cheese to make it a bit more cheeseburgery. But these are so damn addicting, I might be hurting myself on these tonight.